Hello everyone, this is CSMA channel and today we are going to learn about the wireless LAN. So what is infrastructure based? See, infrastructure based WLAN is the first figure. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Wait second. Okay, see, this is the infrastructure based. Okay, and this is the ad hoc based. So what's happening in infrastructure network is that there is one access point. Access point is written here as AP, access point, and in one access point there can be multiple computers or mobiles or anything connected to that. So what is the access point? Access point is your router. Okay, you must have seen in your home or in your office that there is a router. Okay, and that router generates the radio signal and which covers a specific area. Okay, and that area is called basic service set. Okay, so it covers a specific area, and in that area only you can have the access of that Wi-Fi. Okay, so that is called, the total thing is called the infrastructure base. So you have one access point, and in one zone, in that access point zone, you can have as many laptops or mobiles connected to that. So here we are looking that there are three access point. One access point is this one, other is this one, and third one is this one. So in one access point there is a range in which many devices can be connected to that. Okay, so these are the access points. So it's quite simple. And the second is ad hoc network. So you must be looking into the picture that in ad hoc network what's happening, that there is laptops, mobiles and computers getting connected from each other. So ad hoc network is basically the network in which there is one mobile or two mobile or three devices and which are generating the hotspots. You must have seen the hotspot in your mobile. What the hotspot does, if you have the internet and if you active your hotspot, then from your mobile many other wireless devices could be connected. So that is called the ad hoc network. In ad hoc network there is no need of a access point, there is no need of a router, because your mobile or your device can be enough to generate the required radio signal so that your other friends can access the net from your device. So a network in which there are only devices giving connections to each other, so that network is called ad hoc network. So you have got the difference. One is infrastructure based network in which there is an access point. In access point means the router, there is the Ethernet cable plugged in the router, and that router is generating the radio signals, and from that radio signals zone you can connect your device. So that is called infrastructure based. And ad hoc based, there are different hotspots, and from that hotspot you are getting connected to the internet. So that's called ad hoc based. So you must have got the point. These points come in exam, so it's quite important for you. Okay, now next, let's move to the next slide. Okay, now let's move to the WLAN architecture and different terminologies. Let's get familiar to that. Okay, so the first thing is station. Okay, so what is a station? Each computer, mobile, portable or fixed is referred to as a station. So every mobile device is one station, every laptop is one station. So each laptop, each mobile is a station in the WLAN architecture. Now basic service set. What is a basic service set? It is also called as BSS. So it's written here, when two or more stations come together, communicate with each other, they form a basic service set. When two or more stations come together to communicate with each other, they form a basic service set. So there must be at least two or more devices, okay, to form a basic service set. Suppose that in your home there are two mobiles, so it's enough for a basic service set. Three devices, it's enough for a basic set. But one device cannot form a basic service set. Okay, the minimum BSS contains two stations. A BSS that stands alone and is not connected to a base is called independent basic service set, or also referred to as ad hoc network. So what's happening, that suppose a router, okay, so a router generates the radio signal, and that can be which the devices can be connected in a specific region. So that region, if contains more than two devices, then that is called a basic service set. Basic service set means the region in which the Wi-Fi signal can be from that signal your device can be connected. So that is called basic service set. And if your device if you don't have any router, okay, if you don't have any access point, and you are using from the ad hoc networks like from hotspot of a friend, then that is called a independent basic service set, because in that service set there is no any access point. So that's called independent basic service set. So you must have got the difference between the BSS and independent BSS. Independent BSS is ad hoc based, and the basic service set must have one access point, at least two devices connected to that. Let's move to the next slide. Now, the one other point is extended service set, ESS. Well, what is a ESS? So, two or more BSS are interconnected using a distributed system, or DS. The concept of DS increases network coverage. Each BSS becomes a component of extended large network. Several BSS connected through APs from ESS. Okay, so what is a extended service set? So what's happening here? See, in this figure, the figure left having two circles. So what's happening, that there is one router, okay, I'm showing you. So this one is the access point. Wait. This one is access point, okay, and this one is also one access point. So what are these access points? These access points are actually the routers which are generating radio signals. So in one access point coverage area, there are three laptops connected, and in other also there is one laptop connected. But see, these regions are overlapping. And this is called the extended service set. Okay, and the next terminology is access point. So you know access point is the same router, the point from where you are getting the radio signals. Entry to the DS is accomplished with the use of access point. An access point is a station that's addressable, so data moves between the BSS and the DS with the help of these access points. So access point is the same router, okay. DS is here distribution system, and it's saying that entry to the DS is accomplished with the use of access point. So with the help of access point, many devices can be connected. It's obvious. So let's move to the next slide. Okay, so now protocol architecture. So you must remember these protocols. There is three things here. One is the mobile terminal, other is the server and access point, that is, and the third is your infrastructure network. So you can remember that diagram. There are physical layer, MAC layer, LLC, IP, TCP, and in this access point there is physical layer, MAC layer, and one LLC, and in their infrastructure network there is physical MAC, LLC, IP, TCP. You may remember this architecture. Okay, now one important point is that CSMA CD can be used in WLANs. So what is CSMA CD? See, CD stands for collision detection. Okay, and CSMA CD is used where suppose that it is used in what case? Suppose that there is a wire, and in that single wire, from that single wire, 4 computers are connected. Okay, now if at a time if 2 computers will send the data, then there is a chance of collision of those 2 data, and thus the information will be not good, it will be get corrupted. So there should be collision detection capability in all the nodes, so that if one is sending the data, then others should sense it, others should sense the carrier, and carrier means that wire, and it should not send the data. So collision detection is that. Collision detection will to transmit the message without any corruption or without any collision. Okay, but in wireless LAN we cannot have CD, collision detection. Why? So if two computers are sending, suppose that if two computers by chance send the data at same time in a carrier, okay, then what happens? The collision will happen, and when the collision will happen, then it will bounce back to the nodes, okay, from where the data is being sent, and then they will sense that, oh, the collision has happened, and they will stop sending the data. But what happens in wireless LAN, that even if the collision has happened, then the nodes won't get that, cannot be able to sense that collision has happened. So that's why, because it's wireless network, so it's not, there is no any chance of sensing the carrier. So that's why CSMA CD, collision detection technique, cannot be used in WLAN. So what we use is CSMA CA, collision avoidance here. Now let's move to the next slide. In exam, this is an important question, that why CSMA CD cannot be used in WLAN. You must say it because you must say that in wireless network it's not possible to sense the carrier and to sense the collision. So that's why CSMA CD cannot be used in WLAN. Okay, now let's move to the next slide. Okay, difference between wired and wireless. It is also saying that same thing what I explained, that in Ethernet LAN C there are three, this is one carrier, the one wire, okay, and the three nodes are connected. So if the collision happens, then they will know, they will detect, and they will stop sending. But it cannot be happen in wireless connections. So that's why they cannot detect the collision. So you can make this figure also to get the full marks. Now let's move to the next slide. Now mobile ad hoc networks, MANET. In exam it may come short notes to write on MANET. So MANET is the same thing which I told you, the devices connected via the hotspots. Okay, it's called MANET. Mobile ad hoc networks are wireless networks which are characterized by dynamic topologies and have no fixed infrastructure. So since you are connecting the devices from your hotspot, so it does not need any kind of infrastructure. It can be created at any place, anywhere. Okay, each node is a MANET in a computer. Each node in a MANET is a computer that may be required to act as both as a host and a router, and as much may be required to forward packets between nodes which cannot directly communicate with one another. So it's simple, your device can either be host or other can also behave like a router. If you generate your hotspot, then your device will become as a router. If you are surfing net from someone other's host, then you are becoming the host. Okay, so it's quite simple. Mobile ad hoc network is a collection of wireless nodes that can dynamically be set up anywhere. Obviously you can set up anywhere these kind of connections. Okay, now let's move to the next slide. What are the challenges to MANETs? So there are many challenges. Dynamic topology, no fixed topology is there, and limited security. There is no any kind of security. Limited bandwidth, routing problems. So there are a lot of problems of MANET. You just read these contents and you write in the exam if it comes. So now that's the end of slide. I hope that you must have got the idea of the WLAN, wireless LAN, and you will definitely write all the contents in the exam. So for more videos, subscribe the CSMA channel. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.